This podcast is a member of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts and content creators, visit bio.link/Red5.
All right, I'm going to screw that because apparently technology does not want to work for us today.
Does it ever want to work for us?
Oh my God, I know we try really hard not to cuss on this, but damn it. Oh, fuck.
I'm actually just glad it's not me that's having the technical issues this time.
That's because you're in the house of God and and you're being very blessed right now.
And having a cup of coffee.
Oh, nice.
Which, by the way, little side note, say the line, name the movie and the actor who said it. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Well, that would obviously be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And
that's right.
Ted Theodore.
Ted, it was
Bill
Logan. Ted Theodore Logan.
Ted Theodore Logan.
And Bill
Preston.
Bill Preston Esquire.
It's crazy that.
And together they were
the Wild
Stallions.
I actually got to see Bogus Journey in the theaters.
Oh.
It was nice. Not as good as the original.
I saw
but
both
it was
in
fun.
the theaters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Things have been a little bit crazy, and unfortunately, our usual intro has had to be delayed because of technical difficulties. I apologize. That being said, welcome to War of the Stars. We are your hosts, John Mark Tolley, who's off to my left. Yeah, left.
I'm over here.
And then Brian Krasick, who's down there. And then, of course, me. The guy that some of our fans on Spotify seem to absolutely hate for some stupid reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I do have a face for radio, but I don't get the hate. So we are going to be making predictions today about the Mandalorian and Grogu, which comes out this coming Friday.
Yes.
So we're recording this just a few days before the movie comes out, before it premieres. I don't have my tickets yet. I'm going to be getting them soon. It's all dependent on whether or not my son wants to go with me, or if he wants to go with his mom. And of course, his plan is that we all go together as one happy family. It's like, okay, that's like asking Darth Vader and the Rebel Alliance to have Thanksgiving dinner together. So, that being said, you guys are willing to indulge me for just a moment.
Yeah.
Today I got notifications this morning about some comments that we got on our Spotify channel.
Okay.
And so let me pull those up here because we'll start with the first one. Here we go. Come on, share. Okay. Is it sharing? Is it working?
No.
There's a bit of a lag on my end. My computer's being retarded. Okay, there we go. So, this was posted 12 for whatever reason. This is hold on. That's the earliest one. That's the one that came in today. Let me switch to this is the one. So 12 weeks ago on our Valentine's Day episode, Love Across the Galaxy, this wonderful individual, just a SW podcast critic, asked the question, how, why is Garrett, misspelled, still there? Also, his punctuation is really off. Get Will back, please. So this is someone who's obviously very familiar with our channel and the fact that Will was one of our guest hosts. And I responded to this individual through the app and said, if you think you can do a better job, of course my punctuation is off too, give us your contact information. You can tell him to his face. So This individual did not respond. I would love to have this guy come on the show and discourse why he doesn't think I should be on the show anymore. But this kind
the
of
same guy who just recently now said no one cares.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the other one, let me see here, which was the first one I started the show. This one is the same guy. He posted this within the last 24 hours. He says, "Who listens to this? The audio is awful. No one cares what these 232 opinions are. I stopped at 29 minutes and 42 seconds."
I mean, I don't want to be snarky, but like he listened for a half an hour. I'm glad he liked that much of the show. And the answer to the question, who listens to this, is you do. You listened to it 12 weeks ago. You listen to it now. Come on the show. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I want to make a better show.
And
you are our target audience.
So I issue the invitation again. If you're interested, why don't you join us as a guest on the show and we'll hear you out?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got some valid concerns. It would be great to hear feedback from people who are listening to the show and say stuff that we need to hear. I mean, I'm open to criticism so long as people don't have a dumb reason for it.
Yeah.
12 weeks ago commenting, still, you are one of our fans. Stick with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I mean, yes, our audio has been awful. We're a small podcast. We've been dealing with technical difficulties.
If you can tell, we are not in professional studios together. We are in separate parts of the country.
Yes.
And I mean, over my shoulder, you can see a plate and a bowl with a carton of previously unbelievable lasagna.
Yeah.
The only one of us who got the most stylish recording space is by far Brian, who is on brand with everything Sidious, as he should be.
Yes. And yes. And to what's the word I'm looking for? We're working to improve, as we always are. We're working right now on a 1-year plan to improve the podcast and make it as successful as we can. We're trying our best. We're working hard, and we want to put out the best content that we possibly can with the constraints that we're under. Obviously, as we get better, we're hoping to get more people buying merchandise, more people getting on our Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/War the Stars, by the way. And we're good things, hopefully good things are going to be in store in the near future with the show. And we can afford to eventually hopefully be able to afford to get upgrades to our equipment.
Exactly.
We're putting together a Patreon to get a pair of clippers for Mark, so we're gonna all have matching haircuts. We're gonna have a special Patreon set aside.
Trust me, you do not want to see me bald.
Brian, here's the thing. Look at those luscious locks, man. I don't think there is any metal strong enough to be the teeth on an electric razor.
No, you're probably right.
No, trust me, I've shaved my head once. I do not have the right shape of head to be bald.
Well, with that said, I'm done with my rant.
I want to old man noises. Sorry, old man noises over here.
Well, just a Star Wars podcast critic has definitely made a friend. So if you're still listening, and I suspect you are, I would like to have you on the show just to hear you out, and definitely would like to see how we can improve.
To cross streams and quote Yakko Warner, he's our new special friend.
I love it. Love it.
So what are we doing tonight? We're predicting Mando and Grogu, yeah?
Yeah, we're predicting thoughts for the story, thoughts for how well it'll do in theaters, stuff like that. I've got some things that were brought to my attention that I didn't even know about within marketing. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So, Brian, since you weren't able to join us last week, I'm putting you on the spot. I want to hear your predictions for this new movie.
Well, I liked the teaser trailer that looked like the Budweiser ad. I think they're really leaning into the camp, the kind of 1920s serials look of it. I think they'll stick with that. They've had a lot of success with the Mandalorian, the vibe of it, if you will. I confess I was slow to get on board with the whole Grogu of it all. I'm not entirely sold. I'm more interested in the Mandalorian than I am in the Mandalorian sidekick. But I am in the minority on that. I think and I hope that they do lean into the campiness of it, the the swashbuckling serial nature of it. I think they should stick with that, and just make it a popcorn movie. I am not enjoying the trend in some venues of everything's got to be grim, dark, gritty. I don't need to see it. I am more Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face than I am Clayface coming out later this year. I don't need my adventure films to also be horrifically realistic. So
Yeah.
I think they'll stick with that. I'm excited to see it. I'm not super sold on Grogu. I don't like being marketed at. I think I've mentioned that on the show before. And Grogu is definitely a marketing tool, but whatever, they're telling good stories that I enjoy watching, so I will begrudgingly accept the obvious marketing campaign and watch the movie because it's going to be great. I will see it 3 times in the theater in costume, as is my way.
Yes, this is the way.
The third one will be on a Tuesday afternoon. I just like doing that because the theater staff really does. I think they get a kick out of seeing Palpatine show up on a Tuesday afternoon. We don't usually get a lot of costumes on a Tuesday. Well, that's the fun part. Is I like complaining as Palpatine in character about why people see in the movie when I'm not in it. About half and half. I complain that people are seeing the movie, though there's nothing worth seeing in this film anyway. But I also like to brag on, I'm such a good villain. I'm even the villain of movies I'm not in.
Exactly.
Yes. Mark, what about you?
I'm definitely going to go see it. I'm hoping to go see it on Friday. It'll depend on what my the boss has planned for that day. If we have anything else planned, but hopefully we'll see it that weekend, at least that weekend. My biggest concern is I'm just wondering if this is just going to turn out to be a 2-hour TV show on a big screen. If it's going to be like an episode of The Mandalorian stretched out just on a big screen. That it's not going to feel, because some of the stuff that come out from the early screening is not been wholly positive.
Yeah, they showed like the first 25 minutes of it, didn't they? That's like almost a quarter of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I just know that it's not gotten like very strong reactions to it as far as liking it.
That's really surprising to me.
The word
no wrong with it going.
The term that I've heard thrown around is weak. It's one of the weakest installments that we've seen. So take that what you will.
Really? Did the people seeing this see Solo?
Did the people seeing this see The Acolyte?
Did they see Attack of the Clones?
Did they see the holiday special?
A solid guess.
Did they see the Ewok movies?
Well, these are maybe unfair comparisons.
True. But at the same time, I'm wondering if these people that are watching it are giving it a fair shake,
Hmm.
And there's been times when the critics will say one thing, and then I'll watch and be like, well, it was actually not that bad. It was actually really good. So I always take a wait and see. I never listen to what the critics or even what fans are saying. I always watch it for myself and make that decision for myself to what I think of the movie. Because people can say that a movie they love a movie, and then I watch it and I'm like, oh, that was 2 hours wasted in my life. But there's other times where people have loved, said they hated a movie, and I gone in and loved it. So I'm just looking for kind of like Brian said, a fun adventure movie. Relatively low stakes in the general, overall. That's what I'd like to see, is a movie that is a fun adventure, some high stakes, but not like overly galactic ending stakes, something that can fit into the overall story, Star Wars story that we have so far.
Yeah.
Maybe a few fun cameos.
A couple second tier stand-up comics would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, like, I've heard some of the same things as Mark has, that the movie is kind of weak. One of the interesting things that I've heard is that some of the ideas that were supposed to be taken from Mandalorian season 4 were basically used and ported into this movie, and they paired out some of the filler that would have been in the show and condensed 8 episodes into a 2-hour runtime. And now Jon Favreau has come out and said that that's not the case, that that's not what they did. They were wanting to do a standalone movie to begin with, but it kind of, I don't know, it feels like it came out of nowhere, because The Mandalorian is probably one of the more popular of the series that came out on Disney Plus, but I don't think it's popular enough to create a standalone movie.
Yeah.
And really, something I said, it's kind of all they have going right now.
Right. And the thing that's interesting is, like, my dad saw this. He's like, "Did you know they're making a movie?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do I have to watch the entire series to understand?" I'm like, "Probably." Like, oh, well, I don't want to do that. And on top of that, he doesn't want to go see it in the theater anyway, because with the way that his hearing is, and his even with hearing aids, it makes like really loud, tinny noises hurt his ears, and so you have to take the hearing aids out. And even if they offer him some kind of assisted hearing device, it's not going to be the same experience. He's much more comfortable at this point in his life just waiting for it to come out on cable and then putting up the subtitles. Which I don't know when Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be hitting HBO or Showtime or Cinemax anytime in the near future, because
probably next month. They're not wasting a lot of time with those.
I don't know. If anything, it's going to hit digital streaming first before it hits anywhere else, and it's going to be about 6 months. Because, think about this: it's already in the middle of May, and next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and Avatar 3 hasn't even been put out on digital streaming yet, and it came out in mid-December.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the delay is there, but that's technically a Disney product at this point. So it's kind of hard to say. The funny thing for me, though, that I've been seeing is it's Disney and Star Wars have both been part of interacting with marketing through food products and especially fast food. I remember when Episode 1 came out and they had all these collectible Pog things through Taco Bell, and little trinkets in the kids' meals and stuff like that.
Oh my God, Pogs.
That I remember. Mm-hmm. I don't remember anything for Episodes 2 or 3 through any of the other fast food companies, but definitely for Episode 1, because it was the first new Star Wars movie in close to 20 years. So that was a big deal. So it didn't really surprised me that they were going to do something like this with regards to fast food, because we got Mandalorian and Grogu meal for Burger King. It's some kind of specialty Whopper. You get the specialty chicken fries, the specialty chicken or it's like hash brown nuggets or something like that. I don't know. Dipping sauce plus a shake drink, and then you get a collectible cup and a collectible crown. All for like.
Do you guys follow Chad the Birdcast?
I've heard of it. I've watched it, a couple of videos, but I don't follow it in its entirety.
So right now is Grimace's birthday.
Okay.
And only in Germany they are having like a special Grimace meal.
Well, they had that last year too at McDonald's here in the States.
Well, Grimace looks like a grown-up Rana the Hutt. They really could have had a good crossover there. I mean, he's a purple blob. They could have. It was right there. Disappointing.
I always thought he was a blood clot or something. I don't know.
Not my idea. It's Chad the Birdcast.
Was it? My brother once said that that Grimace reminded him of Ronald McDonald's hemorrhoid. But maybe that's going too far. I don't know.
Grimace has had some iterations of what he was. He began as a villain.
Did he really?
Yeah.
See, the only villain I ever knew of was the Hamburglar.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
The
how
more you
it
know.
is that Mayor McCheese has remained in power when his administration has yet to bring the Hamburglar to justice is a question that really needs answering. The media of McDonald Land has really got to start really holding him to the fire.
So you're saying that Mayor McCheese is the Darth Sidious of the McDonald's world?
Well, he and Big Mac have some serious questions to answer. That's all I know.
That makes sense. The other
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying our McDonald's podcast, our Ronald McDonald podcast.
So the other product placement that really surprised me, though, and I only found out about this on Saturday from Saturday I was at a local event called Books and Brews. I was selling books. It was probably one of the most successful book sales I've ever done. I made almost $300 in gross sales alone, which was great. It was fantastic, and almost sold out of one of my books. But one of the other vendors there told me that another company that you wouldn't normally associate with Disney, or you might with Disney, but definitely not with Lucasfilm, has some product placement with them, and that would be Bath and Body Works. And they put together an entire collection for Mandalorian and Grogu. Candles, body washes, soaps, lotion, body cream, just the whole shebang here. And I'm like, what in the crap? Like, I didn't even know this existed.
Mando famously bathing every episode.
Like who's buying this? Because, men aren't buying this, as far as I'm aware.
The Venn diagram of Mandalorian fans and Bath and Body Works customers has got to be a pretty narrow slice.
It's going to be a very There's a description.
Yeah, my question is, what does Mandalorian candle scent smell like?
Burning dead Mandalorian.
Burn. It tastes like burning. I have no idea. So we got Force Flow, which is obviously
Blaster bolts and incinerated foundlings.
We've got this. That's our Grogu themed products, and it comes in body spray, candle, body cream.
Okay, the shaped bottle is cute. I will say that's kind of adorable.
And it comes in cologne as well.
Okay,
and
the lunchbox is killing it.
Look at this. It's a nightlight. Good Lord.
I would get that for my daughter.
I'm sorry, but it just seems like so out of left field for anything that Lucasfilm has ever done. And I get that, like, Kathleen Kennedy for the longest time has been wanting to market more Star Wars stuff to women, to girls, and that's probably where this came from. But it seems like the most like it's like, who thought of this as, hey, let's do some marketing, in the malls.
Well, it's like these blankets. I forget the brand name, but some blanket company is selling $180 Star Wars blankets, and it's just a blanket. Like
are they made from mithril?
It's a white blanket, and it has a tag that says Star Wars on it. Like nothing about it says Star Wars except the tag.
Maybe
that says
maybe
Star
when
Wars.
you cover yourself, you're supposed to be the icy fields of Hoth.
Shit, it looks like it smells like a tauntaun. Is the best I can do. I'm not a.
Well,
I would love to be. I would love to be in that marketing meeting. Being there, sitting there, guy goes, "Okay, guys, listen. I know that this movie is going to be marketed to young adults, men mostly that are wanting action. But hear me out.
perfect.
Body lotion.
Yeah, chenille couch blankets, definitely. Hey, and I know I've said this on the podcast before, but like I'm just not a fan of, when we just decide that anything Star Wars is going to be purchased by Star Wars fans, and we just keep rewarding that policy.
Yeah.
Like I have downstairs in my living room right now, I have a Wii, and I have The Force Unleashed, and I have 2 lightsaber attachments for my Wiimotes, which are official Star Wars licensed peripherals, and if you use them correctly in a manner consistent with their labeling, they block the Wiimote sensor, and you cannot use Force skills with them. Folks playing at home who've used Force Unleashed on the Wii will remember that you cannot actually complete the game without using Force abilities. So this is an officially licensed peripheral, which if you use it, invalidates the use of the game. Huh. So that kind of merchandising always bothers me, and it's a breathtaking level of condescension towards the fandom. They're just like, hey, screw you. We'll put Jar Jar Binks' tongue on a lollipop and you'll lick it. And a lot of us will, and that's frustrating to me.
Oh, you made me want to throw up there, Brian. Thank you for that.
Sorry. But that's a good example. It's a disgusting piece of candy that Lucasfilm foisted off on us, and a lot of people bought it. And it gave us all a bad name because it's a disgusting, stupid piece of merchandising that we all bought. And everybody who isn't a Star Wars fan thinks that we all were like, oh yeah, that's great, sure. And a lot of us were like, that's stupid. But a lot more of us frickin' bought it.
Maybe something I was thinking about as you tell the story, and maybe it was supposed to be attached in a reverse grip because Starkiller holds his lightsaber in a reverse grip. Does it attach like that?
No.
Well, that's really stupid. That's really shitty marketing. But anyway, yeah, for me, I'm going into this. I'm hoping that the movie will be entertaining, like you guys are hoping for. I'm hoping it's like case in point. I went to go see the new Mortal Kombat movie on a week ago Tuesday, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I saved my snacks and everything for once the actual movie started. I didn't want to waste it on the trailers, and I had a great time. It was fun. It was a funny movie. Definitely a popcorn flick. It hit all the fandom notes really well. For anyone who's new to the franchise, people are brought in. It's great. I had fun just sitting there in the audience after work, just popping candy in my mouth and eating my hot dog, eating my pizza, drinking my soda, making it through the entire 2 hours without it feeling like a slog and without having to get up and use the bathroom in the middle of it. So score 1 for being over my 40s and not having to give into my bladder. So that being said, I'm hoping for something similar with Mandalorian and Grogu. However, it's a little unsettling with some of the early reviews that we've been getting. And I don't tend to trust any of the critics that are on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, because a lot of those guys are kind of shills at this point, and they have been called out in the past for being paid by studios to give good reviews, which is the most disingenuous thing that any critic can do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I may have bored Brian into a coma.
Sorry, no. I was just thinking. I was provided years ago when working on a different podcast. I was provided a Spin Master BB-8, and they gave me and the sound engineer each one of these things. They were like for a promotional consideration, and neither of them worked. And we're like, what are we supposed to do with this? Like, I can't make an honest video that doesn't say, and this didn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm wondering if, when it comes to like not just this movie, but other movies that have come out or other things that have come out, that I wonder how many Star Wars fans are expecting or wanting the second Empire Strikes Back, or they're wanting something that's going to blow them out of the water and be this amazing movie, and that's not what this movie's going to be. This is not going to be the second Empire Strikes Back. It's not even going to be the second Attack of the Clones, which is arguing.
Not even going to be the second Last Jedi.
No, and that's not a knock, and that's not a knock on this movie or any movie really. You can have your opinion on Last Jedi or Attack of the Clones or whatever, but like just take the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, don't go in expecting that it's going to be change the way movies are made, like the original Star Wars did, or anything like that. That's not what this is. This is just going to, in my opinion, this is just going to be a fun adventure movie.
Well, and Lucasfilm was in the unfortunate position of being unable to make a new movie that comes out in 2026 that also comes out when we're all 8. So it's going to be kind of hard for them to recapture the magic of Empire Strikes Back.
Which is why I'm interested to take my daughter, who she's not 8, she's 11 now, to see this movie, because she's watched some of the Mandalorian. She likes the characters, and kind of get her thoughts. In fact, if you, I don't know, that might be hard, but I might do a little short with her after we watch it and put up on our TikTok of getting her opinion on what she thought.
Cool. I'm interested to see what she thinks of it.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I have had a breakthrough with my son. Technically, I didn't have the break. Well, it's kind of a crossing of streams with my ex-wife. So Friday, as I was taking him to school in the morning, I asked him, I said, hey, do you have any interest in seeing the new Star Wars movie, Mandalorian and Grogu? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, really? You want to go see? He goes, yeah. He's never wanted to see a Star Wars movie at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong, his first theater going experience was like a month after he was born when we went to go see Rogue One. But he hasn't really been to see a Star Wars movie on purpose. Like, he's never really wanted to go. He's just been taken to see these films. And so the fact that he was interested in seeing it, so I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you want to see it with me? Do you want to see it with your mom? Do you want to see it with both of us at different times throughout the weekend? Because, we're coming up on a holiday weekend. And he's like, I want to see it with both of you guys. I'm like, okay. But the fact that he wants to see it at all in the theater is a big move. On top of that, Saturday night, he watched the original Star Wars film. And for the first time, instead of asking to change it to something Godzilla related or just leaving the room to watch something else on YouTube, he actually sat down and watched it.
Wow.
Nice. Most
So,
impressive.
Yes. And so when I found out about that last night, my response was, we would be honored if you would join us.
Excellent.
And he's like, don't be silly. And so I asked him who his favorite character was in the movie, and he said Luke. I'm like,
Oh,
that's good.
right.
Because he kind of looks like Luke Skywalker from a distance. He's a skinny, toe-headed kid. He likes to play in the dirt. and he's pretty wild with a stick. So yeah.
Excellent.
Progress
I'm
is
looking
being
forward
made.
to seeing the film. I do have a tradition of seeing new Star Wars movies the first night they come out, the Saturday they come out, and then the Tuesday following. So we do have beach plans this weekend, so I don't know if I'll make the exact cut there, but I like to see a Star Wars movie in the theater. It's been quite a while since I've had the opportunity, so
Yeah.
I'll definitely be
6
out there.
years.
I know.
I
Wow.
think they overdid it. I know that you guys have heard me say this. The original movies came out 3 years apart. The prequels came out 3 years apart. The sequels came out one a year. And I think they just oversaturated themselves. I mean, even between Solo and whichever one
Rogue
came
One.
out after that, there were
Rogue
6
One.
months. 6 months. It's too short a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more lead time for that. It needs to feel like an event.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Absolutely. So I think this is a good place for us to stop because at this point we're kind of running out of things to create conjecture about.
Mhm.
However, I do want to hear Brian's assessment of Maul Shadowlord if he has finished it.
Yes, thanks. I appreciate you circling back. I loved it. I'm a big fan of that show. I think that they can do no wrong in that animated venue. I really loved seeing him come back in like the last, the tail end season they did at Clone Wars. Seeing him face Ahsoka was pretty like I was expecting Kenobi. Just love that scene. I love how they've given that character so much room to breathe. He was basically a cipher that they hung a fancy mask on in the movies. I think he was criminally underrepresented. And I love how much room they've given the character in the post-film in the post-film eras to let him grow.
Yeah.
And I just love what they've done with him. He's one of the more complex villains in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
They've given him empathy and pain, and we talked about this a little bit previously. But he was an abused childhood. He's known nothing but sorrow and grief and pain and heart, just an unbelievably harsh upbringing. And from this has cobbled together this shattered psyche that he hobbles around with. And all he's trying to do is put together some semblance of a life that would match some kind of a family. And every time he does, Sidious pulls the rug out from under him. And it's so great to see it constructed again and again. I just love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. And there's what I like about it is the fact that Sam Witwer, when he is working on these projects playing Maul, like they give him a lot of creative freedom, and and he's able to give a lot of input because I went back and I was rewatching that final fight as they're making their escape, and the way he runs with his double-ended saber split in half, and he's running and he escapes and he jumps over the acid pit or whatever, and he lands on the other side. That is a star killer move, which is, you can see that that's a Sam Witwer inclusion there. The fact that, and I mentioned this in last week's episode, the fact that that Spybot was voiced by the same actor who did the voice for Proxy in the Force Unleashed films, and when both characters died in their respective mediums, he says "Master," and then shuts down, and it's just really kind of cool. So the fact that Witwer is given so much leeway on that is great because
I'll be honest. I just thought of this, knowing how much Witwer knows of the lore and knows of everything. I wouldn't be opposed to whether that be an animated project, a a Star Wars project that is directed by Sam Witwer.
Or
I don't know how good he is at directing, but written or directed or produced by Sam Witwer. Just knowing how much he loves the saga, loves the product, how much he knows about Star Wars lore and everything like that, I think you could get a really fun, exciting project with Witwer at the hand.
I got a shout out to Sam Witwer. I met him in Chicago 2019. I just bumped into him in the hallway. And you got to love a voice actor who owns it. And I said, "Excuse me, Sam, I got to tell you, I love how you've fleshed out your roles, and what you've done with Darth Maul has recontextualized the character and given him a life well beyond the screen. And I love your work. And if it's not too much to ask, could I hear you say something?" And he said, "Sure, what do you want to hear me say?" I said, "Just anything you're comfortable saying." And he said in his normal voice, "Hey, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you." Whitwer!
You got Whitwer, man.
I did. That is.
Which I think is ultimately better than getting Wheaton.
I have one for you. I have seen getting Stockwelled, which is years ago at a convention.
As in Dean Stockwell?
Yes, Scott Bakula was at a convention publicizing the Enterprise show. And we in the crowd were told that Dean Stockwell was present, and when he made his appearance on the stage, we were not to acknowledge his presence. And so Bakula is sitting there talking about what a great show it is and what an honor it is to be a part of the Star Wars universe. And out comes Stockwell and he says, "Sam, Ziggy says there's an 80% chance if you convince these people to watch the show, you jump home." And we all just keep watching Bakula like, why isn't he saying anything? And Bakula's like, what is happening right now?
Oh, I love
don't know
it.
whose idea that was. I like to think it was Stockwell. But
that's great. That is great.
Oh, man.
Awesome. Well, Brian, thank you for your input. So the question I have to follow up is, where would you rate? Because we did our tiers of the series. Where would you rate Maul Shadow Lord on the tier list that we put together? Because the consensus with Miller and Mark and I was that it sits somewhere between A and S tier near the top. Where would you place it?
Same. Yeah, I would put, for me, the animation tiers, top tier is Rebels and Clone Wars in that order. And I would put Maul right up there with those. Almost a spiritual successor to, if not a bonus season of Rebels.
That's awesome. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us tonight for this week. And we just need to make sure that we all see Mandalorian and Grogu this weekend so that we can actually talk about it next week. So,
indeed.
If you have to go in your swim trunks and an inner tube, Brian, you do it.
Oh, yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly, Mundo.
Now, I want to see a picture of you in your swimsuit, in your swim trunks, and a little swimming outfit, but with the Darth Sidious hood.
Can you just imagine like an old-timey, like early turn of the century bathing suit with the hood? Very pale skin.
I have the pattern for the cloak, and what I'd like to do is learn to sew and just like make multiple cloaks that are different patterns, like Hawaiian shirt pattern Palpatine,
golf outfit Palpatine,
1920s swimming costume Palpatine would be a definite.
Brian, have you seen the guy? He does the voice. He does Palpatine voice, but he does the tier list as Palpatine.
Yes.
He did one of the I can't think of what it was of like lackeys, and of course one of them was Tarkin, and he put him at S tier. He says about how evil he was, and then F tier was callous. He's like the guy. What was the line he said? He's like, so the guy defects after having one day with a rebel. It's like I can't stand these people who leave the Empire when they find out it's evil. It's like, what were you expecting? We put the branding out there. We got the evil uniforms.
We've got something called the Death Star. Star Destroyers.
That's a valid point.
Oh man.
And you're just now figuring this out.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I gotta look that guy up. That's funny. I haven't heard all that.
Yeah. He does a whole series of them of like one of them is lightsaber styles. He hates the Obi-Wan style because it's boring. Just blocking constantly.
Yep. Solid point.
Yes.
All right. Well, Brian says, let's wrap things up here. Brian, I want you to tell the fine people out there where they can hear you at.
By all means, you can find me at the Sith Library and Archives on Facebook. I post as Darth Carosis, one of the admins on the Facebook group. We post a curated collection of dark side concentrated humor, culture, and art and jokes. I also post on the Galactic Empire as Lieutenant Commander Merryweather, one of the admins out there. It's predominantly military-minded stuff and government-minded stuff over on the Empire, the Galactic Empire. And I'll have to send you the better spelling of that. Merryweather, M-E-R-I.
Oh, see, I guessed. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So anyway, come see me at the Sith Library and Archives and the Galactic Empire on Facebook. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah. All right, Garrett, what about you?
As for me, you guys can connect with me on Instagram and X at GKJ_publishing, where I talk about my books, the Archives of Asin Kran, and my which is a fantasy series I have going on. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like Game of Thrones but wish it wasn't as graphic, if you like Lord of the Rings but wish there wasn't as much walking, if you like dragons, elves, magic, and vampires that don't sparkle, you are going to like my book series. You can connect with me and find those links at my Instagram account. I'm also a part of another show on Feast of Fandoms called Snackame, where we eat snacks and we talk anime. And we've got a brand new episode coming out later this month. It's gonna be really awesome. With that said, I am going to be doing a giveaway come June 1st. I'm going to start the signups. I'm going to be giving away 3 codes for a free promo download of an audiobook on Audible. It's for Midnight Playground, which is my short story anthology. So that will be coming up in May, and I'll do the announcement of the winners in July.
Cool. All right. As for us right here at War of the Stars, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so by going to warofthestars1@gmail.com. That is our email. All other social media, Blue Sky, Instagram, X, and YouTube is at War of the Stars 77. Check us out there for some fun stuff that you will be seeing. If you want to support the show, Ko-fi.com/War of the Stars. That is KO-FI.com/War of the Stars, or Spreadshirt.com/shop/war-of-the-stars-. Oh, that was a lot. As Garrett mentioned, we are a proud member of the Feast of Fandoms Network. Check out all the shows of Feast of Fandom, where you can find something for literally every fandom in nerddom, really. So check that out. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great shows. We're also part of the Red 5 Network, where you can check out a lot of shows in the Red 5 Network. And we're proud to be supported by the Red 5 and Feast of Fandoms. Next week, what are we talking about next week? We are going to be reviewing Mando and Grogu. We just gave our thoughts, and we're going to be next week reviewing the movie and telling what we thought of the movie. So look forward to that. As always, remember, this is not just my Star Wars. This is not just your Star Wars. This is our Star Wars. Until next week, may the Force be with you.